Hey, welcome back. Happy Friday morning. So in today's video, I'm going to be tackling a new topic, and I have to be honest, this might be a controversial one. I don't know if any other numerologist agrees with me, but for what it's worth, here is my perspective on how to tell your future with the ancient tradition of numerology. So if you're liking these Friday morning uploads and you want more of this content, please share the love. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. It helps out so much. So by the end of this video, it's my goal to have you walk away with the 2 ways that numerology can help you foretell your future. But there's a couple of things that we need to cover first, and this is just, you know me, my inner philosopher. When somebody asks me a question like, can you tell me my future? Oftentimes what I think to myself is, why are they asking this question? Because if you can get to the root of why someone's asking a question, you can actually help them solve the actual fundamental problem, okay? So when people ask me, Nat, when am I going to meet my soulmate? Or am I going to be wealthy? Am I going to be successful in my life? I always know what's really going on in their lives. They're asking this question because they're in a highly vulnerable state where they're doubting themselves. We've all been there. They're doubting themselves. They're doubting who they want to be, what they want to do, and doubting whether it's okay to want what they want. So they're seeking external validation. And oftentimes when people ask this question, they're also possibly having sort of a spiritual crisis of sorts, a spiritual crisis in their relationship, their personal relationship with the Creator. And so then they're asking for someone else to develop that connection to their Creator, not them. I know it's confronting. So when people ask this question, they're asking it because they're functioning on a false premise. The false premise is that someone can tell you your future. It's not true. There is no one that you have ever met, nor will you ever meet in your life that can tell you your future. Not your parents, your priest, your spiritual guru, your numerologist, your psychic, spouse. There is no one that you will ever meet who can tell you your future. And how do I know this to be true? I know this to be true because of all of the work and research that I've put into studying the 0. And the 0 in numerology represents the 0-point field. It represents the source of all of the other numbers, but really what it represents is that field of energy where we came from and the field of energy that we'll go back to when we're done here. Quantum physicists have found that this field of energy is at the root of all existence. You look down into a microscope and 99.99% of everything that looks like physical matter is made up of the 0-point field, the 0. But what quantum physicists have also found is they found that the 0-point field responds to us. They coined the term the observer effect because of this, because a scientist observing an experiment influenced the outcome. So our Creator, this beautiful infinite field of energy, gave us the most incredible loving gift. It gave us the gift of free will, of unlimited possibilities that we get to decide when we wake up, for instance, in the morning. We get to decide what we think, believe, do, how we act, where we go. We get to decide how the hour goes, how the day goes, how the week goes. We have that creative capacity, which the bad news is that means that we can create really, horrible things if we don't know that we have this capacity and power, or that we can be resigned to mediocrity if we don't know that we have this power. But the good news is that when we realize we have it, we can be creators of our lives. So this question of, can you tell me my future? No, I cannot. And anybody that ever claims that they can, run for the frickin' hills, because you're having a conversation based on a false premise, a very, very dangerous and disempowering one. You can tell your future by creating your future. So there are two things in numerology that can help you tap back into this power, that can help you, instead of seeking external validation, instead of doubting yourself and your own capacity, that can bring you back home. The first is the zero. The first is developing a relationship to your cosmic best friend. And there are a lot of ways that people do this, but if you resonate with me and resonate with my work, you can go to the description box, and there is a link in there to subscribe to my newsletter. And when you do, you get the free beginner's guide to the zero. And I share with you on page 2 the simple 3 to 5 minute technique that I use every morning to become best friends, to become a teammate with that 0 point field, to take the power back into my hands and to create the hour, the day, the week that I want to create. So check that out. But there's a second way that numerology massively serves us in regards to foretelling our future. If the way that we can foretell our future is by creating it, then it is imperative to know what our gifts are. And I oftentimes think of it this way, right? Think about like Harry Potter before he knew he was a wizard and he was living in the Muggle world, okay? So he had incredible powers, incredible capacities. But life wasn't working out for him there because he didn't know. He didn't know that he had these particular gifts. He didn't know how powerful he was. So his span of time where he lived in the Muggle world, where he wasn't aware of his power, kind of sucked, right? But when he discovered what his gifts were, and he discovered that he was a wizard, it was the beginning of changing his life and changing the world. And I believe this in my heart of hearts is the case for every single one of us. What numerology can do is numerology can tap you back into your spiritual DNA. It can tap you back into how you were designed by your creator, by the universe. Every single person has a core chart. Every single person has a set of numbers that are unique to them, that describe their purpose, their primary gifts, their deepest needs and desires, and their attraction factor. And when you learn about these things, it's like you go from feeling like a victim, feeling at odds with the world, feeling like, could somebody please tell me my future because I'm losing hope? You go from that reality to the reality of feeling like the superhero of your own life, feeling confident, feeling capable, feeling that you have the capacity to create what you want to create. So, in review, I can't tell you your future. I don't believe that anyone can. Thank God. I believe that the greatest gift that the zero gave us was the capacity to mold the clay of this reality the way that we want to. But what you can do to foretell your future, to create your future, is to develop a relationship to that infinite field of intelligence behind existence and to awaken your gifts. If you want to get started with this, you can go to the description box. Again, you can subscribe to the newsletter and get that free download, the Beginner's Guide to the Zero. But also I'll put links to a free numerology report over on numerologist.com, so you can kind of get a beginner primer on what these core numbers are in your chart. It's an affiliate link. It's not my write-up, but they're amazing over there. They have some incredible descriptions of your numerology chart when you input your information. I'll also put a link in the description box for those of you who want to dive into a transformational one-on-one coaching relationship with me. I have a couple of openings for my 8-week program, Activate Your Core Numbers, where we go over every number in your chart. You learn about what each of these numbers means, and you learn how to honor them in your day-to-day life so that you can create the future that you want by being the person that you were designed to be. Okay, guys, I already asked all of you over on Instagram what kind of content you want here on YouTube, but I want to ask my YouTube crowd, what kind of videos do you want? What are you curious about? What would be like your dream topic or dream video? Please comment below so that I can start to get more ideas for future videos. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll talk with you again next Friday.